Alrighty, hosses, welcome back. And in this video, I want to start off by talking to you guys about drives. Now, a drive is essentially just part of your computer that you can read and write to. So pretty much a chunk of memory that is connected to your computer. Now, I'm sure you're going to be familiar with most of these. So I'm sure everyone has a hard drive. And if you have, a desktop or I don't know, maybe a bigger laptop, you probably have a DVD drive or a CD drive. And I'm guessing that most of you also have some USB flash drive also plugged into your computer. So again, all drives are pretty much just chunks of memory connected to your computer in one way or another. So if you notice, every single drive on your computer is assigned its own letter. So your hard drive is usually C, and that's what we've been working in right here, just our main hard drive. And if you have a DVD drive or any optical drive, it usually gets assigned D. And if you have a USB drive in, it's usually assigned the letter E or F, or maybe G if you have a bunch of stuff plugged into your computer. But basically, every single drive on your computer is assigned a letter. Now, these letters themselves, they don't really mean anything. So actually, if you want to change your hard drive letter to like K, you can do that, but the convention is your hard drive is C. Now, just a little tidbit of information. If you guys are like C, D, E, F, okay, this kind of makes sense, but why is your hard drive always C? Why isn't it A or B? Well, again, this isn't really important, but just some background info. The drive letters A and B were usually reserved for floppy drives way back when Windows was first starting out and everyone had floppy drives. So if you were really cool, then you had then you had two floppy drives. One was your primary one, and that was A, and another was your secondary one, and that was B. So that's why people don't typically use A and B. I don't know, kind of like tradition or whatever. So that's, what would be cool? If there's actually an iPad Air 2 with a floppy drive on it. Oh man, that would look awesome. It would probably be the size of a briefcase, but okay, I'm getting kind of off track here. What was I going to talk about? All right. So from your command line, in order to see all of the available drives, what you do is this. If you type in WMIC logical disk, and by the way, this command is not easy to remember, but you can type in get name, and this is going to give you all of your available drives on your computer. So C, D, E, and F, of course, my hard drive, optical drives, and my USB drive that's plugged in. So what if we actually want to hop into our USB drive and start, creating files, deleting files, whatever we want to do? Well, if you just go CD and try to move up, all right, CD, can't go back anymore. It seems like I'm stuck in my hard drive no matter what. Well, actually, in order to switch drives or change drives, what you need to do is you need to type in the drive letter, and it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not. So type in E, which is my USB drive, and then colon. So this means, okay, I want to change from my hard drive to my USB drive. So now I can go dir and, do whatever I want, just like I was doing on my hard drive. So now I actually want to hop back in my hard drive. So I'm going to write C colon, and now I'm back. So again, that is how you view all the drives and also change drives. Now, another thing I want to point out real quick is if you want to view the directory structure, then what you can do is, here, let me change directory to users Bucky. Actually, let me go to desktop. Might be a little bit easier to see. All right, so there's actually a cool, what's it called? A keyword called tree. And what this is going to do is it's going to list, it's pretty much like your dir command, but it doesn't just list the contents directly inside it. It lists the structure of everything. So not only the folders, but what is inside those folders as well. So that's pretty cool. And since I have some time, let me show you guys this. All right. So right now I'm in my main hard drive as far back as I can go, and I'm just going to type dir, and I'll talk to you guys about a few of these things just because I have a few minutes. So a lot of these you should never touch because these are just system files, and you actually don't even type this in. Just kind of watch what I'm doing. I don't want you guys to accidentally delete any of these. So this program files directory, this is where most of your normal 64-bit programs are going to go. So most people just have 64-bit operating systems nowadays, unless you have kind of an older computer. But again, most of your normal 64-bit programs are going to go right in program files. Program files x86, this is where if you have any 32-bit programs, that's where they're going to go. It's really confusing that they named it x86 because it kind of sounds like that would be the higher one. But x86, this is where, like I said, your 32-bit programs are going to go. Now, let me move over into users. Another really common folder that you probably want to get familiar with is this users. So users, of course, you guys probably already know, any user that is on your computer, and if you have a family, it might be like your son, your mom, your brother, whatever. Every user has its own profile. So right now, I'm the only one that uses this computer, so I only have one, Bucky. But if I had some, friends or roommates or my mom and dad use it too, then they would have their own profile. So yeah, some, real quick overview of your hard drive. And the last cool thing I'll show you for those who stuck around, this is the most important thing of all time whenever you're learning the command line, and that is how to change the colors of the background and the foreground. So it's really easy. All you do is you type the keyword color, and then you type 2 digits. So I'm just going to type in something like 0, 0 capital B, and that's going to change, as you see, the font. So let me just do color 0, I don't know, something like 7, and that's going to change it back to normal. Let me change color 7 B, and holy crap, that is the hardest to read color ever. All right. Now, if you ever play around with your colors and then you're like, yeah, I messed something up. 7B is the ugliest color ever. How do I get back normal? Then you can just type in the keyword color, and it's going to reset all your colors. Now, if you're like, all right, Bucky, first of all, who's texting me right now? Second of all, how do I know what color 0 or B is supposed to represent? Well, if you type color /?, then this is going to give you a little key code of all of the colors. So 0 equals black, 1 equals blue, 2 equals green, so on and so forth. So the reason that you have to type 2 digits like 0B is because whenever you're changing colors for your command line, this first digit represents the background color. So 0 is my background, in this case black. Now the second digit right here, which is B, that represents my foreground or the text color. So let's say that I wanted a background of blue. So I'll type 1. Remember, the first one is for your background. I was going to say blackground. That's kind of a cool name for a black background. Blackground. Huh. Guys, you cannot steal that. All right. So let's say I want a blue background and I don't know, maybe a red foreground or red text color. Then I would just write 1, 4. Looking good. What if I wanted cool matrix? Well, that is a green background, or excuse me, a blackground with a light green foreground. Oh yeah, look at that. In the Matrix now, hacker style. Beep, beep, beep. All right. Should I keep this color for the rest of my tutorials? Probably not, or I would lose all my subscribers. But all right. So there you go. Enough of me playing around, pretend I'm in the Matrix. Actually, I'm gonna keep this for the next tutorial. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.